Greetings everyone, I am Lotus Prince, and today I am going to play a very, very special game. The name of the game is Deus Ex. Deus Ex is short for Deus Ex Machina, which is Latin for God from a Machine. If you saw my last playthrough of King's Quest VI, I concluded it by showing you a picture similar to this one, of an old Greek play where men would hang from cranes. The cranes were referred to in Greek as machinae, which could be short for our more contemporary word mechanism, or, again, machine. In the context of these plays were that there would be some sort of situation which the regular humans could not resolve, so a god would suddenly appear from the heavens and take care of things for everyone. Essentially, it was a plot device. The situation would suddenly be resolved by a supernatural force appearing pretty much out of nowhere. That leads me to the second definition of Deus Ex, the more contemporary one, seeing how we don't use Greek gods so much anymore in our modern times. This definition is simply some sort of thing, person or thing, again basically a plot device, that shows up pretty much out of nowhere to resolve an otherwise unresolvable situation. One of my favorite examples of this is from the 2004 movie Dodgeball, a true underdog story. If you recall, well, if you're willing to get spoiled with the movie, I guess, Ben Stiller's character had given Vince Vaughn's character a bribe to buy out his gym. When Vince Vaughn beat Ben Stiller in the final dodgeball match, it was a bittersweet victory because Vince Vaughn had still lost his gym. But wait, it turns out, and we had not known this until just now, well, actually, they might have referenced it really quickly earlier, but they make a point of it at this point, that Vince Vaughn had bet all of that money in favor of his team, which had an odds of 50-1 against them, meaning that suddenly he gets his money back and he gets his gym back. Hooray! The plot is resolved. The funny thing for me is that the money was rolled up in cash form in a treasure chest, and if you look closely, because you might miss this the first time through the movie, the treasure chest is actually labeled Deus Ex Machina. That really cracked me up. So now you have both definitions. An actual god descending from a crane for the purpose of a play to depict flight, or otherwise a plot device that suddenly shows up out of nowhere to resolve an otherwise unresolvable situation. Which definition do you think this computer game is more, I suppose, relevant towards? Well, I guess we're going to find out. By the way, one little tidbit. Remember way back in my System Shock 2 Let's Play where I said that that was my second favorite first-person shooter ever? You know what? Deus Ex is my absolute favorite first-person shooter that I have ever played. I can't even begin to tell you how great this game is. I've only really met two kinds of people regarding opinions on Deus Ex. People that love the game, and people that couldn't beat the first level. And I do not mean to sound condescending here. I know it comes off that way, but I really don't mean it like that. The first level is freaking hard. This is not your average FPS where you just run through and gun down enemies. Stealth is essential. If you just try running in there, you are going to get shot down real quickly. And I'm going to show you exactly what that entails. We're going to start with the basics. Training mode. It's a great tutorial for the player, and it can show all of you precisely how this game is played, and how you can take certain situations in this game and respond to them in a variety of ways. Well, I've been talking long enough. Why don't we get to the game? Let's go crazy. Oh yeah. And I can even cut to the menu while this is all going on in the background. Let's take a look at the settings. One thing I will say, the music in this game is freaking brilliant, and context sensitive. If you're caught by enemies, the music changes. Very appropriate. I've taken care of the controls, you don't need to worry about that. Always run, toggle crouch. Right mouse. I think we're good. Oh, I love this part. Names. Okay. 32-bit. Looking good. Alright. You can play this in windowed mode, yeah, right. Full screen, baby. Color schemes.
I spill my drink.
Ha! I love it. You'll actually hear that guy later in the game, too. Let's hit ourselves up with a training mission. Oh, it's been a while. You know what? I actually could use a little more of a sensitive mouse. Alright, let's see what happens. Wow, what a difference. This is level 2, level 9 is probably freaking spastic. Oh, vlog. Or not vlog, for transmission.
Hopefully our training exercises will be more interesting than what they've had you doing at the academy.
Yeah, did I mention that the game is entirely fully voice acted? Great. You can pick up items, throw them to your content. We got a reflective floor on here. This is great. Great. F12. See that on the upper right corner of the screen? That's my flashlight and my augmentation. Speaking of augmentations, I better introduce you to this. F1 for my inventory. Got a bunch of spaces here. No keys. No ammo yet. Health. This game is, I don't know if it's unique in this regard, but it's really uncommon. Each of my body areas have a health bar. If I lose my left arm and right arm's health, my aiming will be shaky. If I lose control of my legs, if they go to 0, then I'll be at a perpetual crouch until they're healed. If the head or torso drop, you're dead. Augs. These are default augmentations. It's basically just gameplay mechanics. One of them allows me to just hear those audio recordings, and the other, well, we'll see this. Is my crosshairs. If I highlight an enemy, then the crosshair will turn red. If I highlight a friend, it'll turn green. So if you don't know what's going on, highlight a person. See what happens. F12, of course, is my flashlight. These are augmentation upgrade canisters. Those are very rare. If you could find them, then you are in luck. Bioelectric cells. They restore my augmentation energy. So if my energy hits 0, I can't use, for example, my flashlight until it's recharged. Skills? Oh boy, where do I begin? Using computers, so I can, you know, it's all about the hacking. I'm going to be upgrading that thing like you wouldn't believe. Electronics, slightly different. This is basically lockpicking, but for keypads. Environmental training is resistance to radiation, things like that, and being able to use rebreathers underwater, equipping armor better. Lockpicking is straightforward. Medicine is using medkits, how much I heal, and reduce the period of toxic poisoning. Swimming, how long I could stay underwater and how fast I could swim. Grenades, heavy weapons like rocket launchers, melee weapons, pistols, and rifles. This stuff is great. My goals. Primary and secondary. Secondary goals are optional. Primary goals you must complete to advance the game. Obviously I have none because I'm in training. Conversations, you can actually go back to every single audio log and even little individual things regular people say and look at them in here, which is freaking amazing. Images, I have none. I'll get the images during briefings. Very, very rarely will I actually pick them up on my own on the field. Logs, yeah, it actually showed me when I turned on my light on and off, which is insane. Everything I do is tracked, or I can clear my logs. Alright. Let's get moving. Oop.
Open the door by clicking the right mouse button. The right button uses items in the world.
Sure enough. And I'm on default run. By the way, like the head bob action?
The key on the desk opens encryption-based nanotech locks. When you pick it up, it will automatically be added to your keyring. Use the keyring to unlock the door and proceed to the next area.
Okay. And you can see, if you can sort of see it there, it says level 1. Pick up the key. Also, activate, deactivate items. Isn't that cool? So as you can see, my list of keys, I have my trainer door key. And a little description. A nano key ring can read and store the two-dimensional molecular patterns from different nano keys and recreate those patterns on demand. Basically, they're more advanced versions of regular keys. Here's my key ring. Also, there's the guy that was talking to me on the log, the communication device. This man is extremely important later in the game. Yeah, it's not allowing me to stand on the lamp. This man is a crucial character, but we'll get to him later. Guy in the background's a generic scientist. Let's move on. Oops, see, I can't open it. Lock strength, infinite. Door strength, infinite. There are some doors you can just bust down, and some doors you can open with a lockpick. This is immune to both. That's why I have my keyring. Only keyrings can unlock doors like that.
You're going to get a lot of equipment during these exercises. Press F1 at any time to access the inventory screen, which will let you add and remove items from the tool belt. Press F2 to view your current goals and any notes you may decide to take. On a typical mission, a UNATCO agent's objectives are logged electronically so that he can stay on task at all times.
I've gone over that with you. Whoop!
Now pick up a weapon and try to break open those crates. One of them's indestructible, but the others contain things you might find useful.
Also, you like how he followed me into this room? You're still watching me? As for the weapons I've acquired, you see some weapons take out more slots than others, so I have to manage my inventory very carefully. Standard knife, basically it's a piece of crap. You just use it because you have to. Crowbar, it has one more base damage from 5 to 6, and it's 15 pounds instead of, what was it, 10? As you can, the weight doesn't really matter so much except for heavy weapons. And as you can see, we got all sorts of stats here. Clip size, rate of fire, reload time, laser sight, scope silencer. You can really equip it. A crowbar. Hit someone or something with it. Repeat. Oh, game. So here's your knife. That's pretty cool. Press tab to discard. I prefer the crowbar myself. Yeah, it's no Half-Life. I'm not gonna wail on things, but trust me, this thing gets the job done.
Now pick up the lockpick and use it to open the door. Lockpicking takes time and expends the self-assembling resources of modern lockpicks. Just be patient and remember your training. At higher skill levels, you won't need as much time or lockpick resources to pick a lock.
Thank you, Jaime. Now, I'm just going to equip the crowbar to 4, because that's just what I'm used to. Lockpicks go to 7. It's cool that you can just click and drag like that. Disposable lockpick, and sometimes they give you a little flavor text from Alex Jacobson. Here's what they don't tell you. Despite the product literature, you can use a standard lockpick to bypass all but the most high-class nanolocks. I have 2 lockpicks. Whoop.
Doors have 2 strength values. The door strength tells you how much damage the door takes before
I've been over this.
The lock strength tells you how many lockpicks will be required to pick the lock. Some doors have an infinite strength and an infinite lock strength. That means you have to find a key.
Okay. There's a lot of dialogue during this. See? It's training after
The
all.
code to the door has been stored in that data cube.
There you are.
Click on the data cube to read the contents, then type the code into the keypad. You activate the keypad with the right mouse button, just like you activate a data cube or any object in the world.
We'll make this one easy for you. To open the door, use the code 0012. So Jaime just gave me a message just to show me how to use a data cube. Sometimes items are destructible, sometimes they're not. Alright, so there's my multipad. It has a bypass strength of 20%, which means it would take me 2 multi-tools to hack it. I don't have 2 multi-tools, but this time I have the combination. 0012.
Use the disposable multi-tools on the table to
There we
hack the
go.
keypad up ahead. A multi-tool's resources are finite. When a tool is depleted, it becomes useless. The manual describes other uses for the multi-tool. At higher skill levels, you'll need less time and multi-tool resources to hack a given device.
Also, yes, you can read books. Multi-tools. A multi-tool is not really a tool at all. Not in the usual sense of the word, but a disposable device, etc., etc. Multi-tools cannot be used for computer information extraction. Yeah, that's for hacking only. We'll get to that later. Here's my data cube. I'm not exactly the expert on this sort of thing, but you have to check in with Sam Carter for that when you get to Liberty Islands, but there are other ways to open the door. We'll get to that later. So basically, lockpicks for keypads, like I said. My skill is terrible. Look at how slowly that thing hacked. Abysmal.
I'm here to pick up all munitions and equipment. Thanks for the cooperation, Agent.
You see that? My inventory got drained? That's okay. They set me up for the next mission fairly.
Lying in front of you is a brave cadet who volunteered to be rendered unconscious for this next training exercise. Highlight and search him to find the key to the medical room. Afterward, pick up his body and place it on the medical table so that one of my aides can revive him once the exercise is over.
Alright, this is basically showing me how to manipulate dead bodies, or in this case unconscious ones. Right-click to use or search a body. Got a nano key. Medical room key. Use it. I'm curious. Okay, I still have my other nano key. I was just wondering. There's my surgical operating table. So also, incredibly important in a stealth game, you can pick up bodies and move them.
Good work. I'll get someone down there immediately to revive Private Winslow. Move on to the next area.
And in case you're wondering, yes, enemies will see dead bodies and get panicked.
You can bet this won't be the last time we send you into a dark room. Turn on your light augmentation and find the exit on the other side. Just press F12 by default.
Ugh. Also, check the upper left of the screen, under my health. See that compass? I actually have a built-in compass. For now, F12. Ooh, no wonder I couldn't see anything. I'm looking right at a box. There we go. Flashlight off. I love it. Alright. Hello?
You're not a mech, but you're enough of a machine to need repair bots now and then. If you used up some bioelectric energy getting through the dark area, for example, this contraption can charge you back up.
And sure enough, Hogs, yeah, 98%. Here's a repair bot. Not to be confused with a med bot. Like how it opens up. Recharge. And I have to wait a full minute for him to be able to recharge me again. He can restore up to 75 points, otherwise 75% of my bioenergy. Usually he'll recharge me to full because I don't use up that much bioenergy. But I will have to wait for him to come back. See? I can't reset it.
Congratulations, you completed phase 1. Move over the ramp into the next rooms to begin learning movement skills. We'll be watching you through the cameras, like the one you can see up in the corner. In the field, remember that terrorists sometimes use cameras like this in their security grids to set off alarms and alert guards to your location.
And I just picked up some 10mm ammo. Not really relevant for the training, but hey.
Jump across the platforms. You'll have to crouch to get under those pipes. If you fall, use the stairs to begin again.
Basically, get used to the jumping and ducking mechanics. Not the most demanding challenge, but hey, I've messed up on this before. Also, green camera. Sometimes they rotate and you actually have to avoid them. Standing under them helps you out. If they're enemy cameras, if they see you, they'll make a siren sound and flash red and green. And it's kind of like System Shock 2. If you wait long enough, it'll go just to red, and then the alarm will go off. The alarm stops eventually, but it takes freaking forever.
You need to go through the door up ahead, but it's blocked. Those wooden crates are too big to jump and too heavy to lift, so use the metal crates near the wall to build steps. To pick up a crate, walk up to it so that it highlights. Click the right mouse button. To drop something you're holding, you can press the tab key by default.
Isn't that cool?
Now, go up the ladder at the other end of the room. By default, you look up and use the arrow keys to climb.
Yeah, just learn how to use a ladder. Basic training. Jaime's the easy mode, basically. I'll get other trainers. Ooh.
We get some complaints about this swimming obstacle because the water's contaminated. Recruits forget to grab the hazmat suit and end up in my office. Not pretty. Or they forget that they have to put the suit on by selecting it and pressing the left mouse button.
Like this.
Remember that the hazmat is disposable. Wear it only once, and it operates only for a fixed duration. Use the ramp on the other side of the pool.
As you can see, my swimming skill is crap, and my legs are getting destroyed. And that's with 25% absorption from the suit. By the way, I cannot just take off the suit and make it stop. Once it's used, it'll be... Use until it's drained. One time only. But here's a med bot.
These medical bots, normally used for quick healing, are of particular interest to you, JC, because you need a bot's help to install new augmentations. If you took any damage during this swim, now's a good time to get patched up.
And that humming sound is the hazmat suit, of course. These things are wonderful. I can click heal all, and it'll distribute the 300 units evenly, or I could select individual areas for it to heal. Or maybe not, I thought I could. Okay, it's been a while. Alright, heal all it is. I think it does try to restore the most important units first. And then again, wait a minute for it to drain. Or restore, that is. Also, augmentations. If I have an augmentation canister, I click the one on one of these boxes that I would use and choose which version of it to install. You'll see what I mean later.
And in your equipment. That's right. No cheating.
Oh. Loading between screens, that's alright.
Welcome to the combat training area. I am Günther Hermann, and I will be monitoring your progress here. We will start with weapon familiarization.
I actually can't even open the door, I had to wait for him to finish.
Your first exercise will be to learn a little about aiming and targeting. Step up to the shooting range to the west.
I really like Gunther. He's a cool guy. Ooh.
The targets are released by using the buttons on the counter. Release the first target and take a few shots with one of the pistols until it is destroyed. Notice the targeting reticle appears when you aim at a target.
Okay. So just grab all my stuff. Yay! More weapons and ammo for me! Let's take a look at what I have. Base damage 14, plus 10% for 15. I must have some sort of skill. Ah, see, I am trained with the pistol, and you can see the modifications accordingly. So I get plus 10% for being slightly trained, plus 5% accuracy for being slightly trained. The combination of high stopping power and low recoil, they become the sidearms of choice of paramilitary forces around the world. Okay, now press the button to release a target. Aiming reticle, see my aiming is kinda crap. It gets more and more focused, and I shoot anywhere within the crosshairs.
If you hold your aim for a few seconds before firing, you will notice the reticle starts out wide and tightens as you hold. The longer you aim as a target without moving, the greater your accuracy will become. Release the second target and aim before shooting this time.
Okay. See, it focused my skill. I think it just bumped up my skill. Well, maybe not, it's just giving it to me.
Good work. Now proceed to the next area.
I'm here to pick up all munitions and equipment.
Oh.
Thanks for the cooperation, Agent.
This is a rifle range. Here, you will
Hey.
learn one of the ways skill level makes a difference in your accuracy. Step up to the shooting range.
Welcome to my favorite weapon in the game.
The targets are released using the buttons on the counter. Release the first target and destroy it with the rifle. Use the rifle scope by pressing the left bracket key to turn the scope on.
Yeah, sniper rifle is serious business. Base damage 25. This thing hits like a truck. Scope, yes. Superior tool for the interdiction of long-range targets. When coupled with the rounds, it can achieve tight groupings of better than 1 minute of angle, depending on environmental conditions. Okay, and sure enough, scope. But as you can see, when I'm in scope mode, my vision is crap. Look at that, I'm twitching all over the place. I'm not even touching the mouse right now. This is how bad my aiming is with the sniper rifle. See that recoil is insane.
Excellent. Now we are going to raise your skill with rifles to master level. Release the second target and destroy it.
Yeah, with master level skill, I'm freaking broken. Done.
Good work. As you can see, higher skills give you better range, accuracy, and effectiveness. Proceed to the next area when you are ready.
Alright, let's do it.
And in your equipment.
Oh, you...
That's right. No cheating.
By the way, you must be armed to fight. You cannot punch with your fists or anything like that.
This is the demolitions training area. First you will learn to use the LAM as a proximity mine. Approach the bay window and you will see a lamp placed on the target board on the black and red wall.
There it is.
Press the first button next to the window and a security bot will be released. Watch as he nears the lamp. Lamps placed on the walls are proximity triggered.
Okay. So there's the button. I like these robots, by the way. Check it out. Good animation. This game is a decade old. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Oh!
This time you will place your own lamp. Take a lamp from the munitions bay and proceed to the red and black wall below.
Now you might be wondering what a LAM is. Lightweight Attack Munitions. These are basically the grenades of this game. The straight up explosive ones anyway. There are other kinds of grenades. Base damage 50. It's freaking ridiculous. Yeah, you could throw it or you could attach it to a wall. Disarming a proximity device should only be attended with the proper demolitions training. Trust me on this. Sam Carter. Good man, Sam Carter. And as you can see, I could throw them, or watch what happens when I get close to the wall.
Get as close to the wall as possible when you place the lamp. If you aren't close enough, the lamp will fall to the ground and detonate.
Yeah. Watch my hand. And it has no friend or foe detection, so if I walk up to that thing, it'll blow. Now that I've placed my own lamp, which is all I really wanted to know how to do, press the second button.
Very good, Agent Denton. You may proceed to the next area for more demolitions training.
You'll need a few extra lamps for the demolitions area. Here, catch.
Oh, it just gives me more. Now I have 10 lamps, which is the maximum I can hold. Oh!
Next you will need to breach the doors in the hallway. Throw a lamp down to the end of the hall. Once it blows, proceed down the corridor.
As you can see, I'm not allowed to open these doors. My mouse isn't even registering. So I gotta chuck a lamp.
Notice how the wooden door was destroyed and the metal and barred doors remained. Remember this for future reference. Beyond the destroyed door, you can see a damaged piece of wall. You can also breach with a lamp. Try that now.
Like the blue shockwave?
Excellent. Notice that the wall is opened. Look for other weakened walls such as this, and your lamp and other explosives will allow you to breach them. Continue through that breach and on to the next section.
Gotta start the next section without arms or tools. Rules are rules.
This part's intense. And I can't open the door.
The area beyond the door is the grenade defusing facility. Here you will learn how to remove planted explosive devices. At each of the corners of this area, you will find a lamp planted on the wall. You must disarm and remove all 4 lamps before you can proceed to the next section of training. You will need to move up to the lamp quickly and defuse it by right-clicking. A second right-click will remove the lamp from the wall.
Alright, here we go. See? If that had gone off 3 times, you hear 3 little beeps, and then it blows up. Not so hard, but I got screwed up the first couple times I tried this. Because you gotta, see that? You gotta have proper mouse aiming.
A word of warning, Agent Denton. This was a simulated experience. Real lamps will not be so forgiving. You may proceed to the next area.
What he means by that is if the lamps had gone off in my face, they would have, I think, destroyed my legs at worst. I would not have died. Whoop, that's my entrance. I think I might be under the next section now.
I'm here to pick up all munitions and equipment. Thanks for the cooperation, Agent.
I think we now get to meet Anna Navarra. She's also really cool. Yep.
Now you will learn to move quietly and conceal yourself so that you will be able to avoid the confrontation altogether. The test is simple. Get to the far north door without being the door.
This is probably the hardest part of the entire simulation. Stealth is a vital component, situational awareness is key, etc., etc. There's a lot of data cubes in this game, and if I read all of them, we'll be here all day. This is intense. Oh, and ducking will silence me when I move. Because yes, enemies hear your footsteps, even if you're walking and you're close enough.
Remember, don't let the guards see you. Use the crates for cover and crouch when you move.
Yeah, I gotta be real careful for this. Whoop.
Movement, sir, movement!
See, it's screwed up, see?
You blew it. The alarm just closed the north door. Return to the control room to the south and press the button in the overlook window to restart the test.
This part's intense, because I don't have any weapons. If I had weapons, this would be over in about 3 seconds. You can hear the footsteps of the guards, too. I gotta stay out of his sight. Uh-oh. And watch this.
What was that?
Crap, I think he's gonna see me. Wow, what an idiot. Oh, I blew it. Very annoying.
Contact, I have...
But as you can see, you can throw items too. The sound of them hitting the ground will help.
This time, don't let the guards see you.
Yeah.
Stay behind the crates and stay behind the guards.
Get used to the alarm sound, by the way. Reset the thing. Alright. I'm good at this game, but I'm not perfect. The stealth test is harder than some of the real-world missions. I'm gonna try this. Ah, crap.
Somebody's there. A guy in civvies.
Ah, it didn't work. What I sometimes resort to is simply just running past them when I get close enough to the door. But this stealth mission is hard. Cut me a break. Okay. Also notice they give me flasks to use. Also for throwing.
Okay, come on out.
Crap. Ah.
Always remember the 4 basic tactics to avoid detection. Crouch behind concealment. Stay behind enemies. Move slowly to avoid making noise. And use shadows to conceal yourself. Be alert to every possibility.
I'm actually doing worse at this than I normally do. This is kind of embarrassing. I'll try to stay in the shadow, see if that changes anything. I want to gauge his pattern.
Movement, sir, movement.
Are you kidding me? Ugh. I hate this test. There, now it's open. Okay, next time I'll duck in the shadows. This may or may not help. We'll see what happens. I'll wait till he gets close and I'll sneak past him like this.
Okay, come on out.
Uh-huh. Of course, I think he looks right at me at this part, which sucks.
Hear that? Everybody check weapons.
The guards can be
Go, go, go,
distracted.
go, 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 go!
And throw an object near them, and they will go
Yes!
investigate the noise. Bottles, plants, flasks, many things will work.
Ah, man.
Very good. I hope you remember this lesson, Agent. They have assigned us to be partners, and I will not stop to hold your hand and repeat myself when we are facing a real enemy.
And now for the final test, a culmination.
Now for the last test. You have to find a way across the river to the exit on the other side. There's more than one way to get there, depending on your approach and the skills you want to use. It's up to you. Make use of the IFF system to identify enemies. The crosshairs will highlight red enemies, green over allies, and white over neutrals.
This is the one part of the training session where I would actually want to save. This part's no joke. Careful, careful. Robot's done. And as you can see, I lost the use of one of my legs. If I lose both, then it's game over. Well, at least I'll be walking forever. You don't want that. The bridge code is 0089. Bingo! There are other ways around this challenge. And I'll show you what those are. Here's a pistol. I could have shot the TNT and been more safe when I did this. Or I could have snuck over to this pile of boxes. No.
Careful around this TNT. You can pick up the boxes
Thanks.
and move them around, but crouch to set them down. I don't want to have to reattach your arms.
Ugh. This is bothering me. I could have sworn there was a crowbar around here. Screw it. See, I could have also hacked the bridge with this multi-tool. Isn't that cool? Also, one thing that you might like. Oh, I can't even lift it. I'll find another thing. And see, I could have fallen in the water. Here's a ladder to get back out. These cans suck. This, I believe, releases poison gas for a very long period of time. It eventually will dissipate, though. Ah, here's the crowbar. That's what I want. And check this out. Some things actually float. If I was really resourceful... Whoop! I'm wondering if I could even use this as a bridge out of here. Maybe not. Ah, see that? I could have crossed on the freaking TNT. Impressed yet? One other thing. I'm not going to do this because it'll take forever and the payoff isn't that great. But if I took every box I could, including TNT, and made a staircase up to here, which I have done, Jaime will talk to me in person and say like, wow, this is the kind of resourcefulness that our company likes, or something like that. So that's just a nice little touch. Another thing I didn't mention about this game, the programmers thought of, I think, everything. Like, everything. You do something, it'll affect the game later, even if it's in a really minor way. Like a line of dialogue or something. They know. And you know how they really push the fact that there are multiple ways around certain puzzles? This isn't one of those thousands of games where the first level is incredible and you can choose whatever you want to do, and then the rest of the game is extremely linear. This game is multi-directional the entire freaking time. I can't even get over what a great, fantastically designed game this is. And now the final room, which is just information.
Step up to each hologram for more info. When you're through, go out the opposite door.
Okay, here we go.
A deployment of UNATCO troopers is the central component of all UN peacekeeping occupations.
UNATCO is an acronym for United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition.
The NSF, the biggest terrorist threat in the US. This national militia group thinks it is fighting the Second American Revolution.
I actually forgot what NSF stands for. I think it's National Something Fighter. I forgot what it is. Bots. These things suck. I hate these.
An inexpensive security bot. A favorite of third world countries and corporate security divisions. Not so mobile, but don't be fooled. We've lost plenty of agents to its well-armored assault gun. Like other bots, it's difficult to damage with ordinary bullets.
Yeah, seriously, if you shoot this thing with a pistol, you will be going at it forever. Stick with explosives. I'm telling you, pistol, you'll just be wasting your ammo. It takes way the hell too much. Same with these.
This Page Industries walking turret, marketed to governments worldwide, is the workhorse of most national military forces. Due to the heavy armor, they take little damage from ordinary bullets. If you come up against a bot, you should use an EMP grenade, scrambler grenade, or some kind of explosive.
Well, you know what explosives do. Scramble grenade will, sometimes temporarily, but I think if you're skilled enough, permanently turn a bot to your side if you catch it with the full blast, because sometimes it won't be quite enough. EMP grenades, again, it might take more than one if you don't hit these things dead on, but an EMP grenade will drain its energy instead of its health, and the robot will just stand there motionless, and if you highlight the mouse over it, you'll see the little word disabled, so it's basically dead. Next first.
This is the old augmentation technology, hopefully about to be phased out. Notice the reliance on electronics and servo mechanics, a maintenance nightmare. If I had 2 credits for every repair manual that made me file in my office in the med lab.
Yeah, these look like mechs. I mean, you don't walk around in society and blend in with this look. By the way, this is Anna Navarra. I should also point out 2 things. One, it said that these robots were made by Page Industries. The head of Page Industries is Bob Page, philanthropist and trillionaire. Yes, trillionaire. Also, credits. All of the money in this game is simply credits. And yes, you need money to buy stuff. You don't buy things often in this game, but when you do, it's expensive, so get all the money you can. And finally...
The Coalition's new nano-augmented agents are nearly indistinguishable from the general population, except that you and your brother don't know how to smile, even for a picture.
And yeah, that's my brother. In this game, you are called J.C. Denton. This is Paul Denton. Also, you might have noticed this. Oh ho!
Step over to the communicator. There's someone who wants to talk to you.
And this is when you get into sort of cutscene dialogue.
Manderley likes to hear which agents find this area. They're usually the ones who take terrorists by surprise in the field. Your brother Paul, for instance. All right, carry on. Don't let it go to your head.
Sorry, that wasn't more of a cutscene thing. That was just a regular dialogue. By the way, if I had made the staircase in the previous room, then Jaime would have said the same exact thing. So we didn't miss anything. And now the final room. This is the cutscene thing, because it's a conversation rather than a monologue.
Sufficiently impressive. An early success for the whole organization.
That's Bob Page.
You from the United Nations?
Your augmentations are a go. The real test comes next. Active duty.
I'm ready, sir.
Yes. Yes, you are.
You notice he didn't answer that question about the UN? He just kind of skipped it? Also, he's also clearly modified, at least a little bit. You can sort of see it in his face there. He's got the red eyes. Don't let the red eyes fool you. They're not necessarily evil, it's just their augmented vision. They describe this later in the game. JC never takes his glasses off, but his eyes are brilliant blue. So if he took his glasses off, he would stand out in a crowd. You like I was looking at his watch. I think he forgot to turn off the communicator. With that, go through the door, and we're back to the title screen. Click it up. So that was the training sequence. With a game this complex, you know the first level is going to be really powerful. And I'm going to tell you, again, the first level is hard, because no one realizes they have to play it stealth-like. And when they do discover that, which doesn't take very long, the stealth aspects, people just aren't quite so used to that in first-person shooters. So this will be a real trip. Let's head out. Well, we certainly made progress today. Well, we did get all the way through the training mode, so I guess that technically qualifies. As I said, in the next installment, we are going to experience true first-person shooter glory. I mean, yes, it's a shooter, but you'll be relying on melee weapons a whole hell of a lot, because the first level especially, you're better off rendering people unconscious. Technically, the game treats them the same way, unconscious or dead, but killing people has them scream because they're dying, and if enemies are close enough, they will hear even that. You gotta keep on your toes the whole time in this game, and it only gets harder as it goes along. Get ready for a true experience. Until next time, everyone.